So welcome to a special multidimensional healing group transmission. And this transmission is an introduction to what I'm calling Swan Medicine Path. It's so new. It just came in over the weekend. And this is a transmission to get a taste, a sample taste of what it is yet to be. So stay tuned. The first thing we're going to do is just settle into this group space. I've created a group field. And this group field is extended to the replay. So that anytime you hear it, you'll be connected to this portal. It's actually a real space in a cave, a sacred cave under this Mount Kailash, which is a mountain near the Tibetan mountains and near Tibet that is considered sacred, ancient sacred to the Jain religion. It's a pilgrimage mountain, and there's a sacred cave in its base that was used in ancient ritual with the resonance, with the vibration. What people don't realize is that ether as a fifth element has always been known, especially among the indigenous, among the medicine people, among the cultures, Native American cultures, that honored the connection of Mother Earth, stars, through this magic of ether, this unified field of awareness. And so science came on board and said, no, that doesn't exist. But here it does. It's been lost, it's been forgotten, but we're using it. And so this unified field, we're meeting in this portal between worlds, where there's a localized spot on the planet, but there's also a portal beyond space and time where we're accessing the Divine Mother. We're accessing the Mother Earth as an awakening element of the Divine Mother. We're accessing Angel Jophiel as an archangel access of universal consciousness of course, this great cosmic mother, who is really the creator of all. She's actually non-gender, she's genderless, but she comes forward as mother for her qualities of compassion, of creation, of intuition, of love. And today, of course, we're going to call in the angel or the swan form of the Divine Mother, which, of course, Divine Mother is the source of life. So we're going to start by chanting the sound of Om to bring and physicalize the sound of divine within your body. You're welcome to join me by taking 3 deep breaths, and on the out breath, elongating the sound of Om 3 times. Are you ready? So join with me, taking the first breath in. Second breath in. And the third breath in. Beautiful. Hope you notice the qualities of stillness that brings into your physical body, as well as this physicalization of space, the group field that we've joined together. We'll be utilizing what I'm calling Trinity. Trinity Essence came forward at the end of 23, beginning of 24, as a vehicle for oneness, to unite the body, which is a lot of people are separated from, to reunite the earth. A lot of people are disconnected from. We see it as something to mine, to take advantage of, to consumerize, and to unify the spirit. This wonderful, beautiful presence that there's so many names for. God, Goddess, so many names, Chi, Prana, universal consciousness. But there's one source, and all three in ancient times and in future times, they're all as one. So what Trinity's purpose is through intention, and we're going to set intention in just a second, is to unify all three of those aspects. To bring your body into the earth, to bring your spirit into your body in the earth as one. Together as one. Beautiful, huh? And oneness is not something you find. It's not something out there. It is something that bubbles up. It's discovered. It's remembered. Beautiful. So setting the intention, we're going to start with an invocation. Oh, great and glorious cosmic divine mother, infinite source of life, radiant room of creation, we meet before you in reverence and in power. You are the vast cosmos. You are also the earth beneath our feet. You are the rivers and the mountains, the fertile soil and the flowing waters, the breath of the winds, the fire of the stars, and the magic of ether. Together we are grounded, rooted, and sustained by you. All that lives is born of you. All that shines is your reflection. We honor you in every form and in every face, for you are the one eternal mother, both cosmic and earthly. Today we call forth the majestic swan, keeper of grace, guardian of beauty, embodiment of transformation. O swan, glide forth from the still waters of eternity and enter the sanctuary of our hearts. Teach us the power of serenity. Teach us that we can navigate through chaos with the serenity. Give us strength within, gentleness and sovereignty within surrender. With your wings of radiance, lift us beyond the shadows of doubt. With your stillness, reflect back to us the face of our own divinity. With your medicine, awaken the hidden beauty within us, that we may walk as living temples on the Mother's light through you. Beloved cosmic divine mother, anchored in Mother Earth, rise within us as fierce compassion, as unwavering clarity, as creative power unbound. Strip away the illusions that chain us to smallness, burn away the doubts that veil our brilliance. Call forth our true essence, radiant and free, that we may serve as instruments of your love, your strength, and stability upon the earth. And now we call upon my good friend, the Archangel Jophiel, the angel of illuminating beauty, angel of flame, of divine wisdom, beloved Jophiel. Descend into our presence, ignite our vision with clarity, open our inner eyes to perceive the perfection woven into all things. At the radiant of truth, come into our minds so that our thoughts become pure, creative, and inspired. Let the fire of beauty blaze within our hearts. Let our lives themselves become offerings of light, joy, and reverence. Through the grounding of Mother Earth, the power of the cosmic divine mother, the grace of the swans, and the illumination of Angel Jophiel, we claim our wholeness. We rise in beauty, we stand in power, we shine in truth. So it is, so it shall be. Our intention for this sample Swan Medicine Path is to get a taste of this illuminating beauty that's reflected within. Let it be asked, let it be done, and so it is. So the first thing we're going to do is just ground ourselves into the center of the earth. There we go. Heart of Gaia, bubbling up, down into the core of the earth. We're connected, fully grounded, and then allowing this energy to flow up through us, through our core, through our hearts, and all the way up into the center of the galaxy, the central sun, and coming down, back down through our crowns, into our hearts, down into our body, into the earth, as one flowing, radiant light. We call upon Mother Mira, the goddess Durga, the goddess Kali, and if we clear anything today, it's automatically taken to a place where it's acting as fertilizer. It may be even fertilizer for our own understanding. Beautiful. Just taking a moment for this grounding to really anchor. Wonderful. Now we're going to put in structures, and what structures are, when you work dimensionally, you are a complex set of frequencies that are interfacing and interconnected, that creates a localized conscious and form attached to this greater earth, attached to the greater universe. And so what structures do is they take that intention that we set to get a taste of Swan medicine as an illuminating reflection of your inner beauty within. And then set little GPS points, little structures, little maps to facilitate that intention. So there's a lot of structures I'm putting in rather than telling you about them, because once I say them, they're already done. So I'm just going to focus. Oh, interesting. There's new, of course, Swan medicine structures. Of course there are Swan medicine structures. Facilitate this transmission. Okay. And now we're going to start the transmission. Transmission will run 20 minutes. And it's going to run in the background. Your past, present, and future are all here. So are mine. So my other selves are coordinating and facilitating this download, this transmission, this activation. While Betty, this Betty in this life, can share with you information. So Swan medicine came forth, like I said earlier, just the other day. But I have been sitting with Swan all summer long. I have a local little lake where, of course, I noticed all the wildlife, but specifically swans. And they were showing up all summer long. Usually there was a pair, but there were up to, I think, 11 or 12 at one time. And they were always gathering. Sometimes they'd be on the far end, but then they'd move closer, and on really special days, they'd come really close. And it was a progressive relationship. I started recognizing their patterns and behaviors, and, started calling them friends. And I thought I was just working on my stuff in this meditation like you always do, but it was really, really palpable. And that's what the Swan Medicine Path is ultimately. It's a series. What it showed me as it came in over the weekend was a series of initiations that will ultimately bring in reflective stillness, which will help you understand and feel and know this beauty within. It will also be a transformative initiation that allows you to take that beauty and dissipate, or what we call awaken, negative patterns like fear, being unsafe, abandonment, rejection, hate, not feeling protected in this world. Bring them up one at a time, and the beauty just meets it and dissolves it, because that's what awakening energy does. Light and dark can't coexist, but you need a vehicle for dissipating or dissolving, transmuting, transfiguring, transforming the energy. And the third phase is a collective way to radiate swan energy, to illuminate it out into the collective, because it's helping you recognize your oneness, that you are part of the collective. Swan energy is from Goddess, the great cosmic Earth Mother. She is all of nature. Nature is all of her. Swan medicine says, I am you. And helping you understand by illuminating what isn't you. Feeling, sensing, knowing that wonder, that beauty within. Angel Jophiel coming in to help in that regard as well. Angel Jophiel has been with me since probably birth and has gradually showed herself over the years. She's in every single group healing and personal healing, and she's here with you now. So there's a powerful mixture of great cosmic mothers, Swan medicine, and Angel Jophiel, archangel energy that's coming in to serve with the planet. What we all need right now is the recognition that we're all connected, but a way to dissipate, to dissolve, to awaken the energies of our karmic history, our karmic past. You have to realize that we're sitting on a planet that's changing, and this planet has a karmic history that we're a part of. You can't look around externally and say, oh, it's happening to them. There is no them versus us. It's all one. And so once you start realizing that, when you clear these patterns with Swan medicine, you're helping the earth change little by little. And you're like, oh, small drop in big ocean, but not when you intend it with sacredness. Right? This is how we change the earth, by bringing in these ugly patterns within us, reminiscent of the ugly duckling. And Swan medicine also says, it's okay if you're messy. Sometimes when we're on a spiritual path, we don't feel so good, right? Or we bypass and we think, oh, I need to be blissful, I need to be joyful, I need to be happy all the time. No, we are in the midst of breakdown. As transformational specialist, the earth is breaking down, it's collapsing, it's going to be chaotic, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty, and this uncertainty invites you to find the space within you that never changes. Of course, we're all in various states of that, and even those, I'm raising my hand, who think I had that, no. Not when you're standing on a ship that's rocking back and forth violently, right? So we're all standing on this great ship called Earth. And society is collapsing around her. These old trauma wounds that created a culture that was absent divine mother energy. It takes two, divine masculine, divine feminine, to create anything. So here we've been living for thousands of years absent of 50% of that equation. And look what it's created. So of course, it needs to break down so we can rebuild again through the lens of balance, through the vision of connection, through the hope of rebirth. And you can't really think, oh, is that going to happen in my lifetime, or how fast? You can't really think along those terms, because we have to start somewhere. And those are defeatist terms that just clog up the pipes, up the process. So Swan Medicine wants to remind you it's the union of opposites. The ugly duckling birthing the beautiful swan. It's metamorphosis. It is transformation. But it's the place where dualities stop fighting. Doesn't that sound beautiful? Conflict between each other lessens, dissolves, and morph into the polarities that dance together in this spinning vortex of grace. When you understand polarity, you understand that you need bad and good, ugly and beautiful. You need the contrast. They're all a part of the same one, yin and yang, one circle, right? But right now we're living on one side or the other. We're living this dance of duality that doesn't understand we need to come together. So Swan Medicine is a vehicle. And that takes immense grace to really help you navigate through these awkward stages. And we're in an awkward humanity stage. In fact, that's a huge understatement. Some can say we're in a tragic, but it's all in perception. It's really awkward to be a human right now. Doesn't that feel better saying that? And the swan as a caricature throughout many traditions. Swan is the one who tries to fit in, but finds itself looking in the mirror and thinking, oh wow, I have a really long neck. I have really bulky body. I don't quite fit in with everyone else. Does that feel familiar? So the swan knows it takes time to grow into its elegance. It has to learn to know itself. So as much as this beautiful transmission is a gift and a present, it's also a process. Because it takes time for you, the swan, to reveal the part of you that is willing to bring your own belonging, willing to reveal yourself in all your authenticity and chaos and awkwardness. As a spirit animal, the swan welcomes us to do that, to grow, to mature and evolve through every stage of remembering who we truly are. We're both fierce and fragile, strong and delicate, graceful and bumbling chaotic, right? So the process of the swan finding its own beauty in order to move in a way that everyone else already sees as beautiful is a process. So therefore the Swan Medicine Path is a metaphor. It's a symbol of this journey we all take within, learning to see yourself as others see you. When I was sitting with Swan, and it was pretty chaotic at times, all summer was like this journey. So basically I was integrating all these initiations and didn't even know it. Welcome to Betty World, They laugh at me at how dense, but I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to be a child, just experiencing as it arises. But it's a journey. The Swan's message during one time when I was really listening, because I was trying to, I'm going to get a download of this prophetic wise message. And I skipped right over the very simple one. And I shared it with people a while back. Their simple message was just see. Everything you see in us, this wonder, this beauty, this awe, this majesty, is you. It was so simple, bounced right over it. So Swan Medicine will help you progress on that path. But it's the you that is doing it. It's pointing the way, but it's supporting you along the way. So you don't have to feel alone. Really hold your own majesty. That we come into naturally. When we let go and allow the Spirit to really shape us, to shine from within, and to help us discover our own wings. But bum. The wings are what opens our hearts, right? We feel like we're flying. I remember when that message came through, I thought, I was giggling because I just thought, wow, how simple. How could I miss that? And my heart was literally soaring. Lost about 7 more minutes. These pictures that you're seeing in the video are of the lake. These are my swans. So you can see why I'm really excited about this and impatient to bring it forward. But of course, Swan says, hey, it's a journey. Sit back and allow and surrender and listen. And I thought I was good at surrendering and listening, which are what every one of our series is about. Surrendered listening to really see where the energy takes us. This was new, it was fresh, it was exciting, it was shifting. And I couldn't wait to share it. I can feel the swan beauty bubbling up. So if you're listening, you're aware. Well, we have a couple more minutes left. Just ponder some of the areas where maybe you don't feel so pretty inside. In fact, you can say it was downright ugly. Where haven't you fit in? Into society, into your family, into friendships. The art of awakening is about letting go. You vibrate out of certain situations, of certain friendships, of even family that no longer serve your greater good. How is ableism? That the sense that you feel discriminated against. Like for me doing this work, I feel discriminated against because people don't understand how truly magical and evolutionary it is, and how precious, and how they don't even understand how it works. And so they judge it, or worse, demonize it. or or they see that I'm inferior or lacking or needed fixing. So how does that play into your life? What parts of you aren't accepted by others and in fact are discriminated against? Could it be your age, your looks, your hair, your lifestyle? Our culture wants to uplift women and say, look like this, or uplift men and say, have this job and have this income and have this status, have this car. It's the wrong focus. So what features within that? Not just your looks, your image, but what features within you that maybe are seen as ugly or inferior to others are really strength, are really something to appreciate as different, that you can foster, highlight, and bring grace into it, and elevate and appreciate as your own singular beauty. That's Swan Medicine. It lets you be the ugly duckling in the process of realizing you're not. And it is a process. And it also gives you a flock, right? It also gives you a community. It also joins you with the swan realm, the angelic realm, the great cosmic divine Mother Earth, awakening beneath your feet. It's a special magic that joins us all together. Following the wisdom of awakening your inner power. It's balanced, filled with grace. Of course, in her beauty, the innocence. But it grows your self-esteem, your self-worth, of really seeing yourself through your own eyes or through the eyes of divine. Perhaps it's going to enhance your intuitive gifts, your divination, and definitely bringing in grace in dealing with others. Because that's the Swan Medicine. Grace and beauty on so many levels. Okay, just a few more minutes. Doing some heavy lifting, heavy breathing. This is Shakti breathing that's going to go into the universal timelines and bring into an alternate version where this transmission has already unfolded, where this transmission has cleared everything that's in the way of it, mastering it, and you've gained all the wisdom. Reflective inner beauty. Finding that stillness that's beyond the ugliness, that stillness that mirrors back to you. And that's what I called this at first. It was a swan blueprint. And so what's coming in is this initiation blueprint. Blueprint is exactly what it sounds like. It's an overlay that brings up the remembrance of you, where you know you're in a beauty, you see it. Now, as an overlay, it doesn't mean you automatically transform, but again, remember, Swan Medicine is a process, right? So this Swan Initiation 1, Phase 1 blueprint is reflective. your inner beauty. And there's a stillness quality to it. So we're just going to allow this to bubble up a minute or two before we integrate. And the integration process takes as long as it takes. I think I've been getting the initiations all summer long. Duh. I don't even feel stupid anymore. It's not. It's just a process of how things are coming in and where my system is at. As you know, I've had a lot of body transformation that was holding a lot of dark energy, and I credit 100 million trillion% of swan energy with the physical manifestation of clearing now that I see it coming forward. So your integration is going to take as long as it takes, and your process is going to be uniquely yours, but it's going to invite you in with this light. I'm calling it Swanlight because it's yours. It's your inner beauty. So this Swanlight blueprint bubbling up from within. Everything, it's reflecting everything that you see as wonder and awe. A sunset, a flower, the giggle of your best friend, the beauty of the wind in the trees, the sound of raindrops. Anything that you find awe and wonder in. As you can see, I tend to look to nature for that. The love of your deity, of Jesus, of God, of Goddess, that shines right back to you. It's reflecting until you can own it. If you're familiar with Devi Earth Magic, there is a stone that comes in with that's programmed. Sources like, yeah, we can bring in a swan-shaped stone. So I'm in the process of looking. So this swan light will be held in a stone so that you can hold it and let the swan light, because people are in various levels of accepting your own inner beauty. I know I am. I would be remiss not to remind you that my body holds a lot of pain, a lot of grief, a lot of suffering, and that as much as I know the swan light to be truth, my body doesn't. There's no shame in that. That's exactly what's happening all around the world. We're all in various forms of coming together to bring our body, the earth, light of the spirit together as one. And so before I do the full-blown initiation process, which is going to be a workshop of various lengths yet to be determined, I'm sure I'll be finding a swan-shaped stone that I can share so that you can hold, so you have something in your palm of your hand. Say, this is my light. And it's guiding me until I can guide myself. Beautiful. Swanlight ebbs and flows, right? As you break out of old habits that were born of times when you need it. These survival periods where, your body said, I needed to shut down, I needed to compartmentalize, I needed to disconnect, I needed to dissociate, I needed to distract, I needed to numb. Our whole society is one big shock, outrage, numbing, collective trauma symptom, right? So Swan's Light says, I'll help you navigate through that because it's going to be up and down for a while. If you think it's going to get better soon, it's going to get worse. Metamorphosis, transformation, that caterpillar completely dissolves so that you come out a butterfly. That ugly duckling has major growing pains. And let that be okay. Swan medicine teaches you it's all okay because I am here with you. I am you. So that eventually in Initiation 2, you can start using this light to work on yourself. Initiation 3, it radiates out. It's illuminating like a lighthouse to the rest of the world. How beautiful is that, huh? Okay, now bringing in integration, integrating in all space, all time, all realities, all dimensions, all realms, all fields, interdimensionally catching up, physicalizing. I'm just going to do a general integration here. It's going to go wherever it's needed to the system as a whole, possibly to your brain, brain consciousness, your nervous system, your amygdala, your heart, your organs, your chakras, your energy bodies, mental body that holds on to a lot of negative thought patterns and mentalism, to your cells, integrating your genetics. This body-mind that holds a lot of karmic patterns of past lives, ancestral patterns, your DNA, your intelligence system, which is how your physical body talks and relates and functions as a whole with its metaphysical. Your life field, a sum of all your life's experiences, your luminous egg, this dimensional scaffolding, all your system integrating. Using some Shakti energy to help you integrate. If you're ever feeling out of sorts, really spacey, take time to integrate. Because integration is not a step you should miss. It is built into every single series, every single session I do, because we are going in to your dimensionality, shifting, changing, moving, altering. And so your system needs to get the command, the intention, come back together like puzzle pieces, reshaping themselves into a new and different you, right? Beautiful. Again, this is a short integration, bringing in Devi therapy to work on the psyche, the personality, the emotional mental body. And as integration settles in, we kind of escalated it for you with that little Shakti breath. The sense of inner beauty just bubbles up as a reflection from within. Because ultimately, the thing that never changes. So there is truth. I've mentioned truth before. Truth in a human world is subjective, in accordance to conditions. If you do this, that's this truth. If you say that, that reflects that worldview truth. But ultimate, absolute truth is that which never changes. Some say it doesn't exist. Source says, I beg to differ. Absolute truth are the qualities of divine love, are the qualities of inner beauty. That never changes. It never has changed. As we integrate, as we process, as we learn to move from ugly duckling into beautiful, transformative swans, that inner beauty will only continue to shine and clarify and refine into the oneness of all. You're going to start shifting and changing and seeing that what's out there is an illusion, but what's inside you is truth. And it can guide you, not this mind. that thinks it knows what it wants. Beautiful. So let's bring in divine love to really enhance the sense of reflective inner beauty. And then we're going to do, it's probably a little bit too early, but we're going to try out what I'm calling a swan sandwich. We're going to bring in an intention of something that you want to clear. It needs to be one thing, one focus, one target only. Yep. So Source, because this is a group healing that's going to be public, Source is picking it for you. It's the sense of being unsafe in your body, right? Maybe, and by body, it could mean the world. Maybe you have a body that is going through illness or that's aging, or a body that doesn't feel good in a community, in a family, or a body that doesn't feel safe in this collapsing world. It's body in its universal description. So let's first really get a sense of that inner reflective beauty within us. See yourself as a swan. Maybe you even feel your wings. I'm getting that this Swan Medicine Path is going to involve some physicalization, like I can almost feel wings sprouting out the backs of my shoulders. And maybe you want to flap your arms and just really feel the sense of your inner beauty. Like when I would witness these swans, they would open up their wings in majesty. And they've flown over me a couple of times. I've always felt so graced, so blessed. That's you. Allow that to rise up. See it reflected in every part of who you are. With the divine love on one side, and the Divine Mother with Angel Jophiel on the other, illuminating this beauty. You are that. No question. It's not even just physical from the tips to your toes to the crown. You are that universally. From the center of the earth to the center of the universe. You are an expanded, grounded being in the here and now. That's harder than a spiritual ascension. Don't like the term ascension because it implies there's only one way to go here. But descent, or in what's called ascension, is harder because why? We have to push through all this karma that is ours, our ancestors, our history. And so it's seemingly difficult. And so ascension isn't a popular thing. But if we don't do ascension, we're not going to ground. We're not going to be in the here and now. We're never going to embody, meaning live this truth. There we go. I'm going to bring in some swan light structures, some awakening structures, some diamond light crystals. Which are high frequency maps, high frequency seeds, sparks that go into all your organs and systems to support this intention, to reflect the inner beauty within. Okay, you feel stabilized? So now we're going to allow the sense of safety to bubble up while still holding the sense of inner beauty. And don't worry if you can't. Again, this is a practice that just takes time. So think of something that makes you feel unsafe, whether it's the immediacy of this political breakdown, the fear of not fitting into your family, the fear of not having financial support. What makes you feel unsafe? Let it become a feeling, a sense. There you go, beautiful. The Swanlight, the reflective beauty, is meeting it with the grace and compassion of everything the Divine Mother has for you, holding that kind of suffering in her arms, or in this case, in her wings of grace. And allow it, stay with it, do not deny it, do not allow it to tell you a story. You don't want to be attached to it. You want the inner beauty to shine its light, to see it for what it is, an old pain that was earned through experience. Because that's where the earth is now, meeting their experience, embracing it, allowing it to transform, without letting it damage or hurt or attach. Swanlight helps you do that. And maybe it'll want to make you cry as the grief swells up, attached to this unsafety, as maybe that inner child is rocking back and forth, reminding you of the times when you were young, where you weren't protected, where you felt unsafe. Maybe there's old wounds attached to that. Allow them all to bubble up as a feeling, not as a story, as a feeling. The story is inconsequential. You want to feel it. In this sacred space of transformation. Source came in with a little Shakti there because, again, this is, you're not fully integrated here, so you're getting a little help. And this unsafety is starting to dissipate, starting to dissolve, to transmute, to transfigure, to transform. We call this an awakening process. And this awakening process brings that conditioned sense of unsafety back to light. It was asleep in that pattern as an illusionary conditioned, what we call consciousness of separation, or egoic separation consciousness. The ego says, I'm unsafe, and brings up stories, and these stories, every time you tell it, reinforces the story, and so on for lifetimes. Awakening says, I am not that. I am this, and this is why I call it the swan sandwich. It bubbles up in its place. It is that sense of inner beauty in the form of not just feeling safe, just knowing you are, without having to describe anything. Beautiful. And this sense of inner beauty is both the vehicle, Swan Medicine, the path, and the end result. Remember, this is just a sample. Betty, sitting here in her chair talking to you, is going to have to sit with this and allow it to percolate, which is very hard for her and something she's very excited about because she's Gemini and she jumps on more. And so she needs to practice Swan Medicine to let it evolve. And when it's ready, it will be offered. For right now, it's needed. Swan medicine is needed. Inner beauty is needed. This space of that which never changes is needed to guide us through the uncertainty, because it is a slog living on the planet right now. Because you can't Stick your head in the sand and pretend what's going on isn't happening. But if you engage with it too much, it completely overwhelms you and creates a sense of despair. And so this isn't even walking the middle ground. This is just a self-discovery. It says, I am that polarity. So if you can be the polarity within yourself, you can accept the polarity that's happening in the world. Because as above, so below. What is a small thing for you is in quantum, is macro and micro. It applies to the greater planet. Metaphysical laws are completely different than conditioning of human laws. And it's a shame our anthropologists skipped right over the ether, skipped right over this beautiful element, skipped right over and erased the feminine qualities that used intuition as guidance. But here we are. Swan says we can't look back, we accept, we surrender, and we move forward, we restore, rebirth our inner beauty. It's empowering. And more. What you do with your swan medicine is completely up to you. Because everybody's a distinctive individual expression of the Divine One. Your inner beauty is going to shine gifts uniquely to you, but are innately needed as spokes of a wheel to allow this web of life to roll. We're all needed. And as much as I don't want to end this beautiful swan medicine introduction, which is so much more than I thought, we have to end. And I just want to end with an invocation of gratitude. Because swan medicine is also about gratitude. O cosmic source of life, divine Mother Earth, we bow before you in gratitude. We honor you in the waters, the winds, soil, and the sacred creatures that reflect your glory. O majestic swan, keeper of grace, mirror of beauty, teacher of transformation, fly into our hearts. Guide us through these waters of reflection that we may see our own divinity. Lift us up on the wings of transformation that we may embody poise, strength, and creative power when it's most needed for ourselves, our loved ones, the planet. Carry us into the flight of illumination that our presence may radiate wisdom, joy, and service to others. And Angel Jophiel, thank you for bringing your clarity, for your beauty, for your illumination to this session, to our vision. May all three, the great cosmic divine Mother Earth, Swan Medicine, and Jophiel, empower us to live with more grace, beauty, courage, and resilience. So it is, so it shall be. Ending with a Sanskrit mantra, which is a prayer of moving from darkness to light, from untruth to truth, from death to immortality. That's the literal translation from Sanskrit. May we be conduits of peace and freedom on earth. And may there be peace and freedom. Asatoma Sargamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Yutramam Tram Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Guryo Namaha. Hari Om. Peace, peace, peace. May the vibration of the divine, of the swan, of the earth, of the illumination of the beauty within continue to shine, guide you, and bring you more peace. Lifting you up and out of the space of grace, taking a deep breath. Again, bowing my head in gratitude and grace for all our help and support and guidance here today, for your time, for your wisdom, for your spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. It is complete. So it is, so it is, so it is. Until next time, be blessed.